Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III, President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Please remain standing for the Philippine National Anthem to be followed by the invocation.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiti, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisi. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy, sa langit mong bughaw, may tilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwal at ipagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may now be seated. Good morning. Today, we will witness the presentation of the awardees of the 2015 Presidential Mineral Industry Environmental Award. We'd like to call on Secretary Ramon Paje for the opening remarks.
His Excellency, President Benigno S. Aquino III, President Luis Sarmiento of PMCEA, distinguished guests from the minerals industry, colleagues in the government service, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Established in 1997 by virtue of Executive Order Number 399, the Presidential Mineral Industry Environmental Awards is the highest and the most prestigious award given to mining contractors who have attained a certain level of excellence in environmental protection, safety and health, and community development. This Presidential Award provides for standards in the conduct of mineral exploration and mining operations in a responsible manner, thus safeguarding the environment and protecting the rights of the affected communities. This Presidential Award recognizes the outstanding dedication, initiative, and innovation of the men and women of the minerals industry who persevere to show to everyone that responsible mining is real, doable, and is being done in this part of the globe. These challenges to the minerals industry give us the reasons to perform better. The issuance of Executive Order Number 79 in July 2012 by President Aquino provides reforms in the Philippine mining sector to ensure environmental protection and responsible mining is evidently in agreement with the good intentions of the PIEA. We would want to see that the mining sector can be sustained as a viable option for promoting sustainable economic development and social growth. This explains why the various agencies and instrumentalities of the government, led by the Mining Industry Coordinating Council, have been relentlessly pursuing the completion of the various tasks promulgated by EO 79. To date, the government has been blazing new trails and setting new milestones in the mining industry under Executive Order Number 79, such as, number one, completion of the well-defined no-go zones in the entire country, clearly delineating areas that are open and close to mining. This will ascertain that businessmen like you will not anymore be duped in investing in areas which will be declared later on as banned for mining. Number two, Philippine participation in the Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, thereby enhancing the implementation of the government's policy on transparency and good governance. Three, issuance of the revised implementing rules and regulations for the reforms of small-scale mining, particularly the prohibition of the use of mercury. Fourth, the pursuit of serious anti-illegal mining campaign with the help of the Department of Justice and the Department of Interior and local government, leading to the stoppage of illegal black sand mining in Ilocos Sur, in Cagayan, and other hotspots. Fifth, harmonization of the implementation of the Philippine Environmental Impact Statement System and the Philippine Mining Act of 1995 in relation to mining projects, significantly improving the permitting processes and the implementation of environmental laws. Seven, establishment of the central database for the mining sector, authorizing the expansion of existing mining areas to ensure the continuity of mining projects, including limestone quarries for cement plants, and lastly, mandating the ISO 14001 certification to ensure effective implementation of standards in mining operations. We are confident that with the PMIEA, our shared goals for the sustainable mining sector are attainable. And the winners of the 2015 Presidential Awards are surely at the forefront in demonstrating the norms of responsible mining. Maraming salamat po at magandang umaga po ulit sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Secretary Ramon Paje. We will now have the presentation of the awardees of the 2015 Presidential Mineral Industry Environmental Award. May we call on Engineer Luis R. Sarmiento, President of the Philippine Mine Safety and Environment Association.
Your Excellency, President Benigno S. Aquino III, it is my pleasure and privilege to announce this morning our awardees of the Presidential Mineral Industry Environmental Awards. We have three major categories. First is the mineral exploration, second, the mineral processing, and third, the safest or surface mining operations. May I then request His Excellency, President Benigno S. Aquino III, and Secretary Mon Paje to please go to the center stage for the presentation of the awardees. For the mineral exploration category, the award goes to Silangan Mindanao Mining Company, Incorporated. The Mineral Processing Category Award goes to Coral Bay Nickel Corporation. For the surface mining category, we have three awardees last year. May I call on the first awardee, Rio Tuba Nickel Mining Corporation. The second category for this award goes to Oceana Gold Philippines, Incorporated. And the third awardee is SR Metals, Incorporated.
Thank you very, very much, Engineer Luis R. Sarmiento, and congratulations to all of the awardees. May we now call on Secretary Ramon Paje to please introduce our keynote speaker and the guest of honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III.
Thank you. Good morning. Please down. Secretary Ramon Pahe, Engineer Luis Sarmiento, Congressman Negay Rice, awardees of the 2015 Presidential Mineral Industry Environmental Award, the Philippine Mines Safety and Environment Association Board of Directors present, fellow workers of government, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, again, good morning. Making the most of our mineral resources requires a tremendous balancing act. None of us here are strangers to the destructive potential of irresponsible and unregulated mining. We know of the hazards posed to the miners themselves and the surrounding communities. We know of the risk to our water systems and our agricultural sector. How can anyone forget incidents like the Copper mining disaster, as well as past reports about how mercury from the Walwal had already reached the Davao Gulf? These days, there is an even greater focus on your industry as we face the increasing threats brought about by global climate change. At the same time, we cannot simply ignore the value of mining that is done responsibly under fair and effective government regulation. The Philippines, after all, is one of the most mineral-rich countries in the world, and I believe it to be government's responsibility to pave pathways through which our countrymen can benefit from our natural resources in a responsible and sustainable manner. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason for our gathering, because as we have pursued a cleaner, safer mining landscape, the companies honored today have worked with us, helping usher in the next progressive era in your industry. The criteria that our awardees have met are, in fact, simple. These companies, namely Silangan Mindanao Mining, SR Metals, Oceana Gold, Rio Tuba Nickel Mining, and Coral Bay Nickel, have performed well in protecting the environment, keeping their operations safe, and helping the communities in which they operate. Your companies are embodiments of our belief that inclusive growth is the most potent philosophy, both in business and governance. Fostering goodwill in the areas that support your success is not only the right thing to do, it also ensures the sustainability of your operations and secures the future of your firms. I made it a point to be here today to thank all of you personally and to express my hope that next time most of you will have shifted from the runner-up award to the Presidential Mineral Industry Environmental Award. Moving forward, our government will continue working with you in the belief that it is through constant communication and cooperation that we will give rise to industries that are truly sustainable, inclusive, and profitable. You will remember how I signed Executive Order 79, which mandates a more equitable revenue sharing scheme and helps ensure transparency and accountability in mining. In 2014, we also completed the go and no-go zone maps that indicate areas where mining is prohibited, such as prime agricultural lands and tourism development areas. I also wish to extend my gratitude to your companies for your cooperation with and perhaps also your participation in the many programs we have undertaken to minimize the impact of industry on our environment, particularly on our forests. For instance, there is our nationwide anti-illegal logging campaign, which we launched in 2011. Since then, we have reduced the number of illegal logging hotspots from 197 to just 23. We have confiscated 32.66 million board feet of illegally cut and processed logs, and have used them to repair school buildings and construct school seats. There is also our national greening program, whose goal is to plant 1.5 billion seedlings in 1.5 million hectares around the country. And our Right Honorable Secretary Monpay tells me that we are on track to reach this goal by this year. If we can continue our shared efforts to ensure the sustainability of mining, then I believe we will certainly reach its full potential in the Philippines sooner rather than later. For instance, I remember finding out how much of the copper concentrate required by our copper smelters is actually imported from Chile, which I found strange. The Philippines, after all, is one of the most abundant countries in terms of copper reserves. How is it possible that it is cheaper or more efficient for our companies to ship copper across the Pacific as opposed to sourcing it here? This is just one indicator of how much better we can get in terms of extraction. Meeting all of you today, however, fills me with optimism that we are getting better, both at making the most of our resources and at making sure your growth is felt by the vast majority of Filipino people. Thus, even as we recognize your efforts today, I encourage you all to continue and improve your good work and to continue your fruitful engagement with your communities and the government. Together, the Filipino people have already achieved so much in the past 5 years and 7 months. And with partners like you, I am confident that even as I step down from office, our nation will choose to tread the straight path and give rise to a future where the Philippines can continue to stand tall and reach heights never before seen. Thank you. Good day.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We now move on to the photo opportunity with the President. We call on the awardees of the 2015 Presidential Mineral Industry Environmental Award on stage.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the PMIEA awardees are Silangan Mindanao Mining Company Incorporated, Coral Bay Nickel Corporation, Rio Tuba Nickel Mining Corporation, Oceana Gold Philippines Incorporated, and SR Metals Incorporated.
Please get ready, runners-up of the Presidential Mineral Industry Environmental Award, Platinum and Titanium awardees, and the Best Mining Forest awardees and Safest Mines awardees. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We now call on the runners-up of the Presidential Mineral Industry Environmental Award and the Best Mining Forest and Safest Mines awardees.
Aggregates Incorporated, Eagle Cement Corporation, Republic Cement and Building Materials Incorporated, Bulacan Plant, Minimax Mineral Exploration Corporation, and Agata Mining Ventures Incorporated. Cagjanao Taganito Mining Corporation, and Apo Cement Corporation. The 2015 Best Mining Forest awardees are Aglubang Mining Corporation and Alagag Mining Corporation, Holcim Philippines, Taganito Mining Manufacturing Corporation, Lugait Plant, and Coral Bay Nickel Corporation. And the Safest Mines awardees are Oceana Gold Philippines Incorporated, Republic Cement and Building Materials Incorporated, Batangas Plant, Solid Earth Development Corporation, Silangan Mindanao Mining Company Incorporated, MRL Gold Philippines Incorporated, Batangas Project, Apo Cement Corporation, Coral Bay Nickel Corporation, Global Rocks Mining Corporation, Rio Tubo Nickel Mining, Oceana Gold Philippines, and Lafarge Republic Batangas Plant.
Thank you very much. We now call on the PMSEA Board of Directors.
The PMSEA Board of Directors are ASEAN Engineer Louis Sarmiento, Leo Hasareno, Dr. Patrick Kawili, Annie D., Ramon Santiago, Rufino Bomasang, Artemio Dicini, Jeremias Dolino, Michael Cabalda, Eulalio Austin Jr., Horacio Ramos, Cornelio Casido, and Angelita Lee.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That ends our program. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.